Hello, everybody. This is Steve. I have a special announcement to make. I want to call your attention to something that's going to be very unusual, the first time I've ever done it. On Monday morning musings, I normally try to keep my content down to 5 to 12 minutes because I know that people are busy, have busy lives, and I just want to, on Mondays, give you a little nugget to think about, perhaps a little insight here and there. But coming on December 30th, I'm going to make a first-time exception. And on December 30th, I'm going to be doing a full-hour interview wrapping up the Matthew 18 series with this question, Matthew 18 in the workplace. And I'm going to be interviewing my daughter, my number 2 daughter, Joy, who has 15 years or more experience working in some of the largest Christian political and nonprofit organizations, advocacy organizations in the country. As she's seen behind the curtain of some of these organizations, she knows what goes on behind the scenes. And sometimes Christians can be very naive about who they support, what they believe, where they send their money, what they think their money is doing. And we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the corruption and evil that lurks behind the curtains in these Christian organizations. We're going to talk about the love of money, the misuse of money, and frankly, what could even be called bribery or extortion that goes on. It's the way that Washington works. You give me this, I give you that. You promise this, I give you money. And how the similarities between the church world and the business world are plain and evident. So we're going to talk about that, the corruption. We're also going to talk about the egregious mistake that these institutions make when they try to use Matthew 18 as a business operational policy. And oftentimes these institutions either do not have a human resource department run by professionals because oftentimes they're staff limited because of cash flow, or they don't believe in it. They just say, well, we don't need it. We're Christians here. We're going to use Matthew 18. We're going to talk about how that is biblically illegitimate and that Matthew 18 is not a substitute for a good, functional, professionally run human resource department in a business. So if you have a career in a secular workplace, if you are trying to live as a Christian and operate ethically in a secular workplace, and if you have had some unfortunate experiences in a Christian-owned business, some of the ones that I know of abuse their people, abuse their staff, think that because it's Christian, they should overwork you, pay you less because it's for the cause. Well, a business is not a church. And Matthew 18 doesn't have any place in the procedural mechanics of the business. Now, in terms of interpersonal human relationships, particularly relationships in covenant, well, then we can talk about Matthew 18. But anyway, on December 30th, we're going to be releasing that video. So if that sounds interesting to you, mark your calendar, and we're going to announce this again, Matthew 18 and the workplace, a full-hour interview with Joy Crosby. See you then.